Hey guys, so this is Jacques from MakuluLinux, and yeah, let's dive into it. I want to just sort of run through core for the guys that haven't seen it, and the guys that have, show them, you'll see what's new and how far in development we are. So this is MakuluLinux-Core. It comes in two flavors. It comes in 32-bit and 64-bit editions. This is the 64-bit, the X64. The 32-bit edition is basically a clone of the 64-bit edition. There are some changes, however. The 32-bit edition has 3D options where the 64-bit does not. Also, there are different web browsers in the 32-bit. Has Firefox. The 64-bit has Opera. We'll come speak about the Opera in a minute. And those are two major changes or differences between the two editions. The rest is virtually almost identical. So MakuluLinux-Core. What is MakuluLinux-Core? Well, it's a very beautiful OS. It has a dual dock. It has a bottom dock and a side dock. So it's got two panels or two docks. It also has a nice conky clock on the desktop. It's got a quote system that changes every 2 hours. Some beautiful wallpapers, and it has a dual menu triggered system. So let's take a look at the menus first. Okay, so you've got two menus, both are triggered with hot corners, top left and bottom left. So if you move your mouse into the bottom left corner, you'll pop up this menu here. So again, move the mouse into the bottom corner and it pops up this traditional menu. This is a very traditional, old-fashioned kind menu, which is very cool. If you move your mouse into the top corner, you'll see it will pop up this new, modern sort of ring menu. So this is pretty cool. So bottom corner pops up the traditional menu. Top corner pops up the ring menu, like a pie menu. Okay, so those are your two menus. Very easy, very simple, easy to access, easy to use. The two docks, one at the bottom, one on the side. The bottom dock houses a couple of favorite icons, default ones that we've put in there for you. That's the file manager, the terminal, the web browser, software center, maps, weather, system monitor, and system settings. Okay. The side dock has your all of your system apps that are currently open. It's got your volume manager, battery manager, keyboard manager, update manager, network manager, the wallpaper manager, clock, and of course the shutdown button. If you click that, it pops up the shutdown options. Now the shutdown options can also be accessed from your traditional menu as well, and of course if you right click on the desktop, you can go to access it there as well. So there's three ways that you can shut down your OS very easily, very quickly, and very effectively. Now you can bring items or pull items into the bottom dock. For example, if I pull the donations from the main menu and I drop it in the bottom dock, it's now there. So I can click on it and access that app that I've just dragged from my main menu into my bottom dock. You can also drag items off the bottom dock. You just drag and let go and it's gone. So you can drag items in and out of the dock as you want. You can also lock the dock so that no items can be dragged off or put onto the dock. So that's pretty cool. Now the docks are set to IntelliAuto Auto Hide, which means that if something needs that space, the docks will hide. So if you have a window open but it's not occupying or doesn't require that space, the docks will show themselves and you have access to them. But if something needs that space, the dock will disappear. As you can see, this window says I need that space and the dock gives way. However, that doesn't mean you can't access the dock anymore. You just move your mouse down and the dock will pop up over the item that is using that space. The same with the side dock. You can just move your mouse there and the side dock will come back. Okay, so the docks are set to basically disappear if you need them to disappear and come back when you need them to come back. Okay, you do get the odd occasion where you might have something full screen open and then something smaller open, and now the docs will still show because this is the active window and it doesn't need that space, and so the docs will show, which kind of looks kind of funny. But the moment you move that away, this window now needs that space and the docs will disappear. Okay, so you understand the concept of docs auto IntelliHiding. Okay, so it's running currently the latest kernel in the testing repos. MakuluLinux-Core uses two repos. It uses the MakuluLinux repo as the main repo. Let's just go here to software sources. As you can see there, it's using the MakuluLinux-Core, MakuluLinux repo, and it's using the Debian testing repos. Now I've just selected the closest one to me. Of course you can select and change repos. The same with Makulu. We also have multiple repos now. Anyway, so it's using the testing repos for some core updates and software selection for the system, and also getting updates from the Makulu repo. It's currently running on the Debian 4.17 kernel, which is pretty new. I mean, it's right up there with, it's not the newest, but it's pretty new. Okay, let's move on. Okay, the other thing I want to point out is that you can you have options. You can really go crazy with editing the doc, changing themes on the doc. I mean, there's so many, as you can see there. If you keep an eye on the doc, you'll see all the different themes you can. Just make this a little smaller. All the different themes that you can apply, so you can really customize your doc to look and feel and represent how you feel. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's good. The default is obviously transparent, and you can also edit grouped apps. Now, coming to grouped apps, let's take, for example, let's open an app and then open it again, and let's change the folders. You will now see that there's an app open here, but it has two little dots because they're two of the same apps open. They are grouped, and now you can just sort of roll your mouse wheel over the app, and it will actually scroll to the different app of the same group that's currently open. So there are some nice features of the doc, and users will discover those you can basically edit in your doc manager. We also have a desktop clock manager, which basically is a Conky manager for managing your Conky. We have a hot corner manager where you can set your menus. Maybe you prefer a different menu or different action, or don't like the menus, you want your own stuff, that's okay. We also have the wallpaper changer here. I'll get to that in a minute. We have something called a gesture system, and I want to get into this a little bit. Now, a gesture system is basically, if you have a touch screen, you can use your finger on the screen and sort of draw strokes on the screen and access your desktop that way. Control everything, control windows, actions, apps, virtually everything. But you can do the same with a mouse as well. We've programmed it for the control button. If you hold down the control button, you can now draw a gesture. For example, I can make an M and open my main menu. See, it opens near the mouse, so wherever the mouse is, the menu will open. So draw an M again, and there we go, there's the main menu. Draw a T, I think it's a T, yeah, there we go, and open the top menu, T for top menu. So the gesture system, we have pre-recorded quite a few strokes here. If I just run through them quickly, this home, terminal, synaptic package manager, Chrome, leave pad, close tab, open tab, refresh, quit, scroll, top, bottom, maximize, minimize, update manager, back, forward, main menu, top menu, software center, wallpaper select. You've got pretty much a lot of stuff covered here. I mean, you can add more if you want, and you can delete strokes, delete that stroke, or record a new stroke over there. These strokes are just for testing purposes really, but we'll leave them in when we release. Users can record their own strokes over these actions. You can even edit the actions, add your own actions. There's just so much you can do with the system. It is so easy and so nice. I want to access wallpaper, I just draw a W and wallpaper select should pop up. There we go. See, so instead of accessing my wallpaper the normal way, I just hold down control and I just make a W and wallpaper selector comes up. So it's a really easy system. I haven't actually seen this natively in any other Linux distro anywhere in the whole world that I know of. I could be wrong, but I have not seen this system implemented by default. So that makes this makes Core very rare and very unique, because users can literally control a touch screen or just with their mouse strokes control their whole desktop. You can control forward, back, open tabs, close tabs, quit stuff. You can move things, you can control certain apps. It's really a very, very, very awesome system for people that like that kind of thing. I suspect a lot of the younger generation might really enjoy that part of the OS. So I'm really happy that we got this implemented and fully operational in MakuluLinux-Core. So that's a gesture system. Okay. We've also got a couple of shortcuts here. If you just right click on the desktop, you can change wallpaper easily. You can just select wallpaper changer and that will bring up the wallpapers. You can just move your mouse across to scroll and you can just select a different wallpaper quite easily and it will just change. We've also got a very, very big and very nice wallpaper selection. I mean, these are beautiful, stunning wallpapers. Beautiful, beautiful, absolutely stunning. Of course, with MakuluLinux, everything is always stunning out of the box. So you can expect some of this. I mean, look at this. Just, I don't want to ruin all of the surprise, but wow, this is awesome. Really, really stunning. So let's choose that one. It looks nice. Anyway, the Conky obviously gives you your hard drive space usage, your RAM percentage, your kernel, and your CPU. So by default, that's the Conky that's on the desktop. You can choose more. I'm not going to go into Conky now, but you can go into Clock Manager and you can select different clocks and options and change the Conky there if you want, or you can add your own Conky theme as well as got an import option there. Wallpaper changer from here will do exactly what that one did. It will just bring up the actual wallpaper changer, and there again you can go and you can select a different wallpaper. Okay, I really like that. Where's that planet one? Let's go put that back there again. I really actually like that one. Okay, so you can also, if we just open here, I want to get to Opera in a bit. If we open here, you'll see we've got a very nice theme with big borders. I like big borders. They're easy to click the buttons. Nice buttons, nice shiny buttons. They highlight. You can also roll up a window into itself, which is nice. There's a lot of transparency, but not overbearingly too much, just enough. You can see right through a lot of the windows and window borders and things, so that's nice. The icon theme is this, I think it's called Cirrus icon theme, which is a very nice theme, blends with the actual GTK theme quite well. So pleasant on the eyes. This is a very pleasant on the eyes system. You know, it's super fast. Remember, I am running this inside a virtual machine. As you can see here, I'm inside VMware. This is super fast inside a virtual machine. Unheard of for Linux to be performing as well as this. And I'm just opening up everything I can. Okay, so out of the box, you get firewall is included there, software sources, of course. Samba share is already set up, so you can easily share with your Windows PCs if you must. Synaptic package managers in there. You've got all the normal gadgets. If we go have a look here at the menu, you're going to see there's very little software installed. This is a very bare bones system. Under accessories, there's maps, there's nothing, a screenshot, not much else. Internet, there's Opera, news, and chat room. I'm going to come to Opera in a second. Multimedia, got VLC, media player, and audio controller. That's it. Office, nothing. System, you've got a couple of apps there. You've got a driver manager, which is really nice because that's very rare in Debian, but we've managed to implement that. And yeah, so also boot repair, which is basically built for Ubuntu, but wow, we've got it running in Debian. How awesome is that? Anyway, there's very little software installed. There's a reason for that. We decided to do this bare bone. The whole of the Makulu 15 series will be bare bone. There's going to be almost no software installed. The reason for that is if you start the installer, we actually have the installer controlling the software now. So if you install Makulu, it will actually tell you which environment will you use your distro in. Will you use it in home environment, office, movie, graphic design, graphic model designer, movie studio, video editor, gaming box, developer, or bare bone. So depending on whichever selection you choose, it will adjust the OS to that environment and pre-install the most commonly used apps that the people in that environment would use. So for example, if you choose graphic model designer, it will then install all the most popular software that graphic designers and model designers would use. The same with video editor. It will install all the common apps. It won't overbloat your system. These are, we've done a lot of research to choose the software selection, so it will choose the most commonly used ones, the ones that most editors will use. Okay, that way you don't install the OS as a video editor, but now you're sitting with bloated a lot of software that you will never use. Okay, so this will customize your actual environment as you install, so that's quite nice. So the live system is very bare bone, which is nice because also the ISO isn't bloated. On the actual dock manager at the bottom, you'll get your your system monitor, system settings. You'll get weather, which is quite nice. Let's open weather quickly here. This might take a second because it's the first time I open it. You can just search a city, or it should detect. Yes, it actually, no. Well, I set it to South Africa, Port Elizabeth, South Africa earlier, so that's why it's detecting it. The OS. So it will show your weather. You can go to configure. I think it's over there. You can set the temperature unit to Celsius or Fahrenheit. Some more options. No, that's it. It will show the weather. It's quite nice. Basic, but it's nice. Maps, you can open maps, and just give this a second. I think this is the one that okay, there we go, it's loaded already. Do you want to, yes, and it will now detect where you are, and actually it will show, and that's where I am in Da Nang. There we go. So pretty cool. It's actually detected where I am. So there we go, maps working out of the box. Inside of the virtual box, it's actually detected where I am. I'm very impressed. Very cool. So you got quick access to maps, which is like almost like a little app on its own, almost like a widget or whatever. And of course, you got access to weather quickly. Weather and maps is on your dock. You can remove them if you wish to. Software Center is on your dock. If you actually open that, it will give you options to GNOME software, Mint software, or Package Manager, depending on which one you prefer. Most people will probably use Package Manager, at least advanced users will. New users will either use GNOME or Mint. GNOME is the nicer looking one. Mint is a little slower, but everything just always works in Mint. I have the least amount of problems with it. Anyway, so users can select whichever one applies to them, whichever their preferred software manager is. You also have Opera, and this I want to get to quickly. Opera is so awesome. First time I boot it up, it's loading extensions. This might take a second. Oh, it's basically done. Wow, it's faster than I thought. Chrome takes so long to open up the first time. Okay, so Opera. Why Opera? Opera. Who loads Opera? Wow, that's a question, isn't it? Well, you know, I'm the kind of person I never put myself in a bubble, and I never close myself off to options. So I'm always keeping an eye on everything. You know, for a while I ran WPS Office. Now we're using mostly LibreOffice, and I'm never set in stone. I notice a lot of developers, once they load an app or something, that's the app they will use for the next 40 years. You know, if people are so into their routines and set in their ways that they refuse to change, even if there's something better out there. Now, Opera last year was crap. The year before it wasn't all that great. It's never really had a lot of support in Linux, but then last year, or was about a year and a half, they announced that they're going to be working on their Linux client. They put together a team, and they're going to seriously build this, you know, do some work on it. And so I kind of watched it and came back to it, and then wasn't all that great, and came back to it again, wasn't all that great, and then I haven't been back to it for about a year, and I thought, well, why don't I go look what's happening? Wow, was I blown away. I mean, blown away. I've been using Chrome for more than maybe 2 years now. I've been using Chrome. Absolutely love it. But I tell you, after the last few few days, I mean, I'm bye-bye Chrome. Opera initially with the Flash videos was always an issue, and even now when we got it working, it was kind of like how, where, and what. But once we sorted out the Flash videos, wow, did this work great. I mean, you know, I've had no troubles with Opera, and not only that, it supports so many features that a lot of the other browsers don't out of the box. You know, let me show you. Let's just close that tab. Firstly, let's do a HTML5 test for browsers. There we go. 5. Okay. Now, one of the things we noticed is that Opera is super fast. I mean, it's way. I'm inside a virtual machine now, but it's way faster than Chrome or Firefox, Internet Explorer. I've tried them all. I just can't find a browser that can match it with speed. That's number one. Number two, resources. The more tabs that are open, the more it just pulls ahead of everybody else. I mean, wow, it just, you know, Edge 18, let's go with Firefox. It uses much less resources than it used to. And I'm quite happy about that. Let's go Safari 11.2. Okay, so HTML5 was a huge problem for Opera. Very, very, very big problem for Opera. But I see that they've worked on that quite hard. And we're doing HTML5 test here now. And as you can see, Safari is the poorest at 477. Then Edge at 496. Then Firefox at 497. And then Opera at 524. And then Chrome at 528. So that's not bad. It's beat pretty much almost everybody else except for Chrome in the HTML5 test. Now, one way to test this is with Twitch. We had a lot of problems with playing Twitch videos in Opera initially, and I'm very happy now they play without issues. Let's give it a second to load. Is this live? Let's just find a live one. Okay, there we go, it's loading. Okay, there you see Twitch videos playing out of the box. The other ones you can test is also on the BBC, bbc.co.uk, I think that's the website address. The BBC website, they also flash videos and things. Okay, well, I think that page takes long to load on my connection here, so let's skip it. Just take my word for it, it works so well, I'm so happy about it. Some of the other features that are really nice now is that you can download videos from virtually any website. So for example, yeah, with YouTube, you can just go here and you can select, here's the little download button, select which one you want to download, MP4, 360, 720, let's take 360, MP4, and there it's going. It's actually downloading the video. We can now close that video. It's actually downloading the video there. My internet speed's not that great, as you can see. It's going at 1 meg per second, but I'll just cancel it. But the video downloads. You can also download videos from virtually any website. I mean, virtually any website that's got a little downloader in here, and I actually made a video on that, so that's great. So Opera out of the box, you can run, you can open up Gmail easily, your Facebook notifications, download videos, you know, VPN. Holla VPN is pre-installed. Your little AdBlock Plus is there to block ads. You've got the speed dial over here. I tell you, I've been very impressed with this. You can even set up here to use your desktop wallpaper, which is awesome. But I'll take that off now. But I've been very, very impressed with the speed of Opera. The speed and the resource usage compared to Chrome and Firefox. The more tabs you open, the less it uses compared to its competitors. So I'm very happy about that. I think once the users try Opera, they probably won't go back to Chrome or Firefox. It just runs so well. You know, I'm not the only one that's testing it. There's a bunch of testers that test these distros that I make, and they've all been blown away by Opera. And these are die-hard users. These guys use Firefox and Chrome. Some of these guys haven't used Opera before or haven't used it in years. So, you know, it's not like they just loved it always. but they do seem to like it. So I think you guys will as well. And also it does make us a little unique. It's something different. It's good and it's different. Okay. Anyway, so that's Chrome in a Core in a nutshell. I don't want to go into too much details. I see here are updates here. So let's just show you how the update manager works. Let the updates come up. It's now obviously checking, finding list of updates. As you can see, it's the Mint update manager that we're using, the Debian version of that. And yeah, the system runs so well. It's so beautiful. I mean, just look at the system. It is stunning, absolutely stunning. And you know, this whole dual dock thing just works so well. Dual dock OS, dual dock, dual menu, and gesture system. Everything just runs and works out of the box. Oh, 66 meg updates. Let's run that. We'll let that update in the background. Okay, so let that update. So we've got, just to sum it up, we've got the gesture system, we've got the dual docks, we've got the hot corners that get triggered with the mouse. You can set the other two hot corners as well if you want. You've got the side panel which grows as you put items in. It will grow in length. This shows mostly open items that are system based. You've got your bottom dock, which houses your favorite icons and obviously anything that's open. So even if you open an item, let's go open something. Let's go open donations, which is not on the dock currently. Hold on, this was the updates. You just click close here. Okay, there we go, so that can get out of the way. Okay, so let's go open something like donations, which is not on the bottom dock by default. So if I click on donations, you will see it will actually make a little icon there for donations. Okay, and if I close it, the icon disappears. The same with the update manager. Once it's finished, that will go back over there and sort of disappear off the dock. You can also pin items on the dock. You can right click and you can tick to keep it in the dock, or you can pull it from the menu over into the dock. So you've got that option as well. I tell you, this is so well designed. It just runs so well, so smooth, so fast. Oh hell, updates. Sorry man, just let the updates finish. It's never good to open Windows while it's updating. Anyway, it runs so well. It is so fast and it looks so stunningly beautiful. Pretty much everybody I've given this to run to, you know, they've all pretty much said wow. They've used those words, wow. It runs so well. The base is stable, it is solid. We've put so much work into this base, and this doesn't exist anywhere else. You don't have this dual dock feature. Just doesn't exist anywhere in the world. You know, and once you use it, you will never go back to a system where they have one dock. And once you get used to these two menus, you will never go back to using one menu either. It just works so well. You just have access to pretty much anything, anywhere, no matter where you are. And the gesture system is just icing on the cake. So yeah, I really think you guys will enjoy this when it's released, which hopefully won't be too long. We've still got a lot of preparations to make. Development is going very fast and we're not far from finished. However, we do not have a release date yet. So hang in there and keep enjoying our movies. And yeah, it will be coming your way soon. Bye bye.